All right. Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello. So, this one's going to be a short live stream today. I'm actually going to just go over some of the dried paint pours that we've done on some of the live streams that I've done videos. Some of them that was the color shift fluid with the Flowtron color shift. So I've got a few different paintings. I just was going to show you how they dried. And then that's about it for today. So next Wednesday is when we'll do part 2 of our string pull and our chain pull. And we're going to do a butterfly and all kinds of stuff. But today it's just going to be a short one. I not I'm not feeling the best, so we're just going to do a short live stream, and I'll show you a few of the dried results of just some of the recent paint pours. I've got so many recent projects dried, but we'll just go over a few of them. So if you were in the live stream last week, hi Janice, how are you doing? How was your week? Yeah, I'm just kind of not feeling the best, so we're not going to actually pour today. So next Wednesday I will pour again. And this has been a heck of a week. I'm on some stronger antibiotics now. So another round of antibiotics, and so we'll hope the infection has now gone down my neck, like down into my shoulder blade area. So last week we did string pulls. And so we did with just yarn, and a lot of them I did was with metallics and color shift. So you can kind of see the shimmer on this that creates. Oh, thank you, thank you. And then we did this one on a black background with, again, some metallics, some silver, some gold, some rose gold. And these are just small 8x10s. And then last week we did this one. This one is the one I really wanted to show you. So this was a dried paint pour, the background, this one, the black, and then this all without the string pull. If you remember right, last week, this was all perfectly dried paint pour. I flooded the canvas with Floetrol, just plain Floetrol, because Floetrol dries clear. Now you don't see the Floetrol at all, but it gave a kind of a fluidity surface for the string pull to glide across. So we even got a little bit of lacing. So it's just really pretty now with that color shift. So that's what it looks like when you do a string pull and do a couple of different, you can layer on a dried paint pour by using Floetrol that it's just going to dry clear. So we did these three, and we did this one last week. Now this one I'm kind of unsure of. I'm not sure about it. It dried all right. It's all right. There's a couple of areas I really like, a couple areas I don't like so much, but it's kind of a more of like a Native American kind of feel to it. But that was another one we did last week. Yeah, it gives it kind of a 3D effect. Now, about a year and a half ago on some live streams, I did a whole series of where we layered and layered, and we got to about 3 or 4 layers. So we may go ahead and add a little bit more to this, because you could flood it with, now this is perfectly dry from last week. We could flood it with Floetrol again, probably a week or so more to really make sure it's dry. And we can layer on another layer. But the metallics and the color shift are perfect to just kind of layer on this kind of subtle 3D layer there. So this one dried real beautiful. And then we have this one. And then I wanted to show you a couple from some other videos and some other times. So this actually is one of the string pulls from last week with color shift. This was a string pull. After the live stream, I just did not like how this one turned out. I think it was a string pull with silicone, which I didn't really prefer the look of a string pull with silicone. So it was only been a few minutes since I had poured it, so nothing was dry or anything. So I actually just swiped that right off and did a whole new one with that one. Instead of leaving the string pull with the silicone that we had used, it had kind of, there was too much paint on the surface for one thing. So it kind of just melded together. You couldn't even see it was like a flower string pull. So I did a swipe with my palette knife. And so it still has some of that color shift purples and stuff. But that's what we ended up doing with that one. These are those 6 by 6 inch canvases. This is a 10 by 10 inch. And then this one was a 12 by 12 inch. We've got a whole variety today. And then I think this one was done on the live stream that was done blown pours, Dutch pours. This was a blown pour, and this paint really dried kind of bright on there, real glossy. That is that apple barrel pouring medium. This has this paint was mixed up with apple barrel pouring medium. But that's how that turned out. Just kind of a subtle kind of, and that was blown, I believe, with the mini leaf blower. This little guy here, I believe. I'm pretty sure if I remember, that was on the live stream a couple of weeks ago. And then I believe I did this one. I can't remember if this was a video or a live stream, but I wanted to show it also because this is that apple barrel pouring medium and how glossy and bright the colors really pop. Most of the paint is the is a mixture of the cheap paint brand, and then some of it is the, let me grab, I'll show you an example. Some of it is the Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. I get this one. You can get it. I have a link in a lot of my videos for the cheap paint. And then also I get it locally. But so this is the cheap brand and the Master's Touch mixed with apple barrel pouring medium. Both of these. The black is mixed with Floetrol, and that's where it kind of sits on top of. And that's how it dried real glossy. It's kind of cool how the black turned kind of matte. And then the apple barrel stuff that was mixed up. The stuff with Floetrol, the black turned matte. And then this is real glossy on there. And these have not been varnished or clear coated or anything. These are just dried. They have not been coated with anything on top of that. Yeah, if you don't like it, just swipe it and you get a whole different painting. That's what, you know, I rarely scrape. A lot of people say, oh, I scraped this one clean. Sometimes I'll pour on top of. Sometimes I'll pour just like completely on top of. But I rarely scrape a canvas. If I don't like it, no, I don't like it right away. I just mess with it and make it a totally different thing. So I have a few others. But this is going to be a super short live stream today. So I want to show you, I did not do a video, but I have been photoing all day for a update on my Etsy shop. So this is one of the, it's hard to show in the camera angle, but this is a little like jewelry box tabletop dresser. And it's kind of a beachy feel to it. But I have several of these going in my Etsy shop in the next like hour or two. I have a this wood stained, a white one, and a gray stained. But those are some of the things I've been photoing all day. Yes, it's so glossy. Isn't that awesome? So then we did a live stream where we did swipes. And I showed you swiping. This was on doing when we swiped kind of, I call it kind of a whimsy swipe, where I just kind of pour little bits of paint throughout and then I swipe through. So that's one of the ones on the swipe live stream we did. And that's how that one. Thank you. Yeah, I really like that apple barrel pouring medium, and I've been experimenting with mixing it with kind of a little bit of the Floetrol and the apple barrel pouring medium together. So then I cannot remember if this was a video or a live stream, but this was another, I believe, swipe. And this dried real nice and bright. And that's really cool because sometimes what you'll happen if you do a black background and then neons, sometimes the neons tend to really sink. They'll dry darker. And these are a tad darker than they were. Now, this isn't varnished. If I were to clear coat or varnish this, it would pop the colors a little bit more. Not too much, but I kind of like exactly how they dried. Thank you. So then this was a video where I took a dried paint pour and I just flooded the top with black. It was a completely dried paint pour and I flooded it with black. And then I kind of like squeegeed portions off. I like reverse painted it is what I think I called it. But it was just kind of a new technique to me. And I wanted to show you guys how that one dried as well. It dried really kind of a cool, weird, unique kind of. So it was a completely dried paint pour, flooded the canvas completely over the top of the dried paint pour with black, and then I squeegeed off the top. So just a couple more. I'm just going to show you a couple more, and then that's going to be it for today's live stream. But next week, we'll be back doing actual pours, and we'll go on with part 2 of the string pull and chain pull technique. I've got some ball chain that I'll do some pours with. So this was like a galaxy pour I had done. And this is again the apple barrel pouring medium. And this is with no varnish or anything. Yeah, this one looks almost like textured, kind of interesting, and how I kind of reversed the whole technique, you know, took away some of it because there was some areas that were kind of funky cells and didn't really like. So it almost gives a little bit of texture. So then this one was kind of like a galaxy pour. This one dried. This was a video. There is a video on this one, and that's how it dried with the apple barrel pouring medium. And I believe I just have 2 more I want to show you. Okay, guys, this one I had done, I believe on the dog bone, the plastic, here it is, on this plastic Dollar Tree dog toy. It squeaks, I think. There, it squeaks. Sorry if you have headphones, that might have been a little too much. But this pour was done with that, with the apple barrel pouring medium. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera a little bit. So if you get seasick, I'm going to, please just close your eyes. I'm going to move it just real quick, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just to give you a little bit bigger of a view. So this is a 14 by 14 inch. And this dried so nice and bright. That's that apple barrel pouring medium. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's almost like you have varnish in the, it is quite thin, the pouring medium. So, but I really like it. And I get that from Walmart. But so, yeah, it's that one from, I have now done 2. I did the first one. I think I had a white background and it kind of had some strange cells pop through that I didn't really like in white. So this time I had the turquoise was my background. So the little cells in the turquoise. Then I did do a traveling kind of ring pour through the middle just to kind of jazz up the middle and bring a little bit of that green back in. But that's a video I did. I really like, this is the surprisingly, because it's kind of got this 3D, so you just pour down the middle, and as it comes off, it is my new, like, surprising, you would have never thought of toy to kind of paint pour with. But the reason I ended up pouring with this is because I had a challenge video that I did where my husband went and bought 10 things from the Dollar Tree. And I poured with the 10 different items from the Dollar Tree, and this is one of the items. So, all right, just one more I want to show you. So I haven't had any videos come out this week because I have had some malfunctions with my memory card. I have now ordered several new memory cards, a couple of new memory cards, because I videoed this one. It's a big, huge 16 by 20. Sorry, it barely fits in the picture. But I have filmed this one, the making of this one. This was a dirty pour So then the only thing I did after the dirty pour was I did this blue, this darker blue. I swiped kind of through there. And so this one, I just love these colors. This is kind of the colors of our home decor. Our house is kind of these colors. So this might actually go on my wall. I haven't decided yet. But this is 16 by 20. That was a good find. That dog bone was a good find, wasn't it? It's out of the box, kind of something different, but I'm really enjoying it. So yes, unfortunately, I filmed this video, but because of the new camera, I'm now filming in 4K, which is so much better quality, but your memory card goes. So I did not realize after the first just minute of doing the video, it stopped. So I didn't even film the rest of it. So now I have bigger memory cards. Now I am aware to keep an eye on it. And so that's why no videos this past week, because I did try to film some, but I lost they didn't actually film. So, but I am going to try to kind of recreate this one for a video. I am loving this kind of beachy, lacing, kind of watery kind of effect. And then what had happened is it was a dirty pour just for the dirty cup, just poured it just kind of randomly all around. There was kind of some funky areas where you can see these kind of interesting cells. So I didn't really like that area. So all I did was swipe this darker blue through there, and it was the perfect little touch to this. So I may try to recreate this one, the best you can with paint pouring. You can't exactly reproduce exactly the same thing, but I will try to film it again. So thank you. But this is 16 by 20 inch canvas. So it's kind of a large one, doesn't show up on the screen as well. But that is the last one I'm going to share with you today. There you go, a little bit better. But yeah, so new antibiotics. I'm hoping they do everything, because the infection actually spread. And so it's down my face, down my on my paperwork. The doctor didn't tell me, but I was just reading my paperwork earlier. It says laceration of the eardrum is what the infection is started from. So I don't know. Apparently I had a laceration of the eardrum. I didn't even know that. That's on the paperwork. That's not something we discussed. So I don't know. But so new antibiotics, because the infection spread down my neck actually. So now it's only been about 24 hours on these really much stronger antibiotics. So that's why we're not pouring today, just not feeling the best. So this is actually a longer live stream that I was meaning to do. So that's going to be it for today. But next Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I hope to be back feeling so much better by next week. And so I really hope that next week we will do part 2 of our string pull technique. So it'll be kind of a string pull butterfly, some chain pulls, some string pulls of different shaped flowers than what we did. So a few different things. Oh, thank you. Please take care as well. So thank you so much for hanging. Mike says it just as I'm saying it, it pops up on the screen. That is so funny. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. So thank you for hanging out with us. And this is just going to be a short one today, showing some of the dried paint pours. But next week, next Wednesday, we'll get back to live paint pouring demonstration of some techniques. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. And you have an awesome week. And I hope to chat with you all next week. So be the change you want to see in the world, guys. All right. Have an awesome week.